The alarm's sudden blare cut through the quiet night shift at Earth's Deep Space Monitoring Station. Dr. James Miller looked up from his coffee, his eyes quickly scanning the array of screens before him. Something was different tonight. The readings were unlike anything he had seen in his 15 years at the station. "Tom, are you seeing this?" He called out to his assistant, who was already rushing over with a tablet in hand. "These energy signatures, they're massive." The main screen showed multiple objects moving through space, far beyond Neptune's orbit. They were traveling at speeds that should have been impossible according to known physics. As both men watched, more signals appeared, spreading out in what could only be a purposeful formation. "Sir," Tom's voice trembled slightly, "I don't think these are natural phenomena." Dr. Miller nodded slowly, his hand already reaching for the secure phone that connected directly to the Global Space Defense Initiative headquarters. This was the moment they had been preparing for, the scenario they had drilled countless times. But now it was real. "This is Dr. James Miller, authorization code Delta 794. He spoke clearly into the phone. "We have a code black. I repeat, code black. Multiple objects detected beyond Neptune, moving in formation. Energy signatures suggest advanced propulsion systems." Within minutes, the quiet station transformed into a hub of focused activity. More scientists and analysts poured in, each taking their designated stations. The air hummed with tension as they tracked the object's movement through the solar system. The vessels, there was no doubt now that they were ships, moved with precise coordination. They were scanning each planet systematically, leaving no corner of space unexplored. Their technology was beyond anything humans had publicly revealed, but Dr. Miller knew better than to assume Earth was defenseless. As he watched the main screen, he thought about the classified briefings he had attended over the years. The public knew nothing about the true state of Earth's technological advancement. They didn't know about the reversed engineered technologies hidden in underground facilities, or the secret fleet built within Mars' hollow moons. Dr. Miller called one of the analysts. "They've reached Saturn's orbit. At their current speed, they'll reach Earth in approximately 72 hours. The doctor straightened his back, his expression grave but determined. "Send the coded alert to all GSDI facilities. Priority level maximum. And get me a direct line to Admiral Stone." Screens around the room displayed the approaching fleet's formation. It was massive. Hundreds of ships arranged in a perfect geometric pattern that spoke of military precision. The largest vessel, positioned at the center of the formation, was bigger than anything humans had ever built, at least officially. Dr. Miller's hand brushed against the small medallion he always wore around his neck. It looked like a simple family heirloom, but it was actually a quantum-encrypted key that could activate Earth's hidden defenses if needed. He wasn't the only one carrying such a key. Around the world, there were others, scientists, military leaders, and government officials, each holding a piece of humanity's secret strength. "Admiral Stone is on the secure line, sir," Tom announced. Dr. Miller picked up the phone, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "Admiral, the visitors we've been expecting for the past 50 years have finally arrived. They're making their way through the solar system, scanning every planet. Their technology matches the profiles we developed from the crashed ships we've recovered." He paused, listening to the Admiral's response. "Yes, sir. I understand. We'll continue monitoring and transmit all data directly to Project Phoenix Command." Miller out. Looking back at the main screen, Dr. Miller allowed himself a small smile. The approaching empire clearly thought they were dealing with a primitive species, one that would be easy to conquer or intimidate. They had no idea that humanity had been preparing for this moment for generations. "Let them come," he whispered to himself as he watched the fleet's steady approach. "They'll learn soon enough why Earth has always stood alone." Around him, the station continued its careful monitoring, recording every detail of humanity's first official contact with an alien civilization. The game was about to begin. and Earth held cards that its opponents didn't even know existed. Admiral Robert Stone stood at the window of his underground command center, looking at the screens that showed the real-time positions of the alien fleet. In the past 48 hours, the ships had moved past Jupiter, their massive engines leaving trails of exotic energy that Earth's sensors could easily track. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission," reported Lieutenant Wells from her communication station. "It's being broadcast on all frequencies in over 200 Earth languages." Stone turned away from the window, his weathered face reflecting in the dark glass. At 60 years old, he had spent most of his life preparing for this moment. "Put it on the main screen," he ordered, his voice calm despite the weight of the situation. The screen flickered to life, showing a tall figure in ornate armor. The alien skin had a metallic sheen, and its eyes glowed with an unnatural purple light. When it spoke, its words were perfectly translated into English. "People of Earth, I am High Commander Dax of the Eternal Empire. Your world has been chosen to join our glorious civilization. Resistance is not advised. You have 48 hours to surrender control of your planet and accept your place as a resource world for the Empire. If you refuse, we will be forced to demonstrate our power in ways your primitive species cannot imagine." The transmission ended, leaving the command center in silence. The staff looked at each other, their training keeping them professional despite the threat they had just received. Admiral Stone pressed a button on his console. "Dr. Miller, I assume you received that transmission." "Yes, Admiral," came the scientist's voice through the speakers. "Their technology matches our predictions. They're using the same energy signatures we discovered in the crashed ship from the Arctic base." Stone nodded, though Miller couldn't see him. "Begin Protocol Omega. I want all sleeping agents activated, and contact Commander Hayes on Mars." The next few hours were a blur of activity. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, hidden facilities hummed to life. In secret bases around the world, soldiers and scientists who had trained for years began their final preparations. The public remained unaware, going about their daily lives while their governments quietly moved key personnel to secure locations. Stone walked through the command center, checking each station personally. The screen showed the Imperial fleet holding position just beyond Mars orbit, their ships arranged in an attack formation that any military commander would recognize as a show of force. "Sir," Lieutenant Wells called out, "we're receiving reports from civilian astronomers. They're starting to notice the fleet. Several videos are already appearing on social media." "Let them watch," Stone replied. "It's time people knew we weren't alone." "Patch me through to the Global Defense Council." The largest screen in the command center changed to show the faces of military leaders from around the world. Each one had been chosen years ago, trained, and prepared for this exact scenario. "Ladies and gentlemen," Stone began, "the moment we've prepared for has arrived. The Empire has made their demands clear. They expect us to bow down, to surrender our world without a fight. They see us as primitives, barely worth their notice." He paused, allowing a small smile to cross his face. "I suggest we show them how wrong they are." The council members nodded in agreement. They had spent decades building Earth's hidden defenses, using recovered alien technology to prepare for this very day. The public had no idea that their governments had been working together in secret, sharing resources and knowledge to protect humanity. "Commander Hayes reports that the Phoenix fleet is ready," Lieutenant Wells announced. "All ships are powered up and awaiting orders." Stone looked at the tactical display showing the Imperial fleet. They were so confident in their superiority that they had positioned their ships in a perfect attack formation, with their command ship prominently displayed at the center. Their arrogance would be their undoing. "Send no response to their ultimatum," Stone ordered. "When their deadline expires, they'll make their move. That's when we'll give them our answer. The only answer humanity has ever given to those who threaten our freedom." As the hours ticked down, Earth's hidden defenders prepared for the battle that would reveal humanity's true strength to the galaxy. The Empire was about to learn a costly lesson about underestimating their supposed inferiors. Deep within the Red Planet's southern ice cap, Commander Anna Hayes walked through the massive underground hangar of Project Phoenix. Around her, hundreds of ships stood ready, their dark hulls gleaming under the artificial lights. Each vessel represented decades of reverse-engineered alien technology combined with human innovation. Status report. She called out to her second-in-command, who was reviewing data on a holographic display. "All systems are green, Commander," Major David Thompson replied, his fingers moving through the floating numbers. "The fleet is at 100% combat readiness. The Empire still hasn't detected our base." Anna smiled slightly. Of course they hadn't. The entire facility was protected by gravity-bending fields that made it invisible to any known scanning technology. The Empire's ships passed overhead regularly, their sensors seeing nothing but ice and rock, where humanity's greatest achievement lay hidden. A light flashed on her wrist computer, a priority message from Earth. "Admiral Stone is calling," she announced. "Put him through to the command room." The command room was a sphere of holographic displays, showing every ship in the Phoenix fleet and their current status. Admiral Stone's face appeared on the main screen, his expression serious but confident. "Commander Hayes, the Empire's deadline expires in 6 hours. Is the fleet ready?" "Yes, sir," Anna replied, gesturing to the ships visible through the room's transparent walls. "We have 300 vessels ready for immediate launch. Each one is equipped with the quantum drive engines we developed from the Brazilian crash site. Weapons systems are fully operational, and our combat systems are running at optimal levels." The Admiral nodded approvingly. "The Empire's scans show they have 500 ships in their fleet. How do our capabilities match up?" Major Thompson stepped forward, pulling up detailed analysis screens. "Sir, their technology is actually less advanced than what we recovered from their crashed ships over the years. They're using standard plasma weapons and basic shield technology. Our quantum tunneling weapons will cut through their defenses like they're not even there." This was humanity's greatest advantage. For over a century, Earth's governments had secretly recovered and studied crashed alien ships. Each wreck provided new insights, new technologies that humans adapted and improved. While the Empire's technology had stagnated, humanity had innovated. "Their biggest ship is their weakness," Anna added, highlighting the Imperial command vessel. "They've positioned it at the center of their fleet, thinking it's their strongest asset. One precise strike there will throw their entire command structure into chaos." Stone's image nodded again. "Very well. Begin power-up sequences. When their deadline expires, they'll expect us to either surrender or try to fight back with primitive rockets and nuclear weapons. Instead, we'll show them exactly what humanity is capable of." As the Admiral's image disappeared, Anna turned to her crew. "Sound general quarters. All personnel to their ships. This is not a drill." The huge cavern came alive with activity. Pilots and crew members rushed to their vessels, each person moving with the precision that came from years of training. The ships themselves hummed as their quantum cores activated, creating ripples in the artificial gravity field. Anna walked to her own ship, the Phoenix Prime. The vessel was a masterpiece of human engineering, combining alien technology with human creativity in ways the Empire couldn't imagine. Its neural interface linked directly with her mind, allowing her to control the ship as if it were an extension of her own body. "All ships report ready, Commander." Major Thompson's voice came through her neural link. "The Empire's fleet is beginning to move. They're launching fighters. Looks like they're preparing for their demonstration of force." "Let them come," Anna replied, settling into her command chair as the neural interface activated. Around her, the Phoenix fleet powered up in perfect synchronization. "They want to demonstrate their power. We'll show them what real power looks like." Through her link with the ship, she could feel every system, every weapon, every shield generator. Humanity had spent generations preparing for this moment, and she would make sure their first strike would be one the Empire would never forget. The Imperial deadline passed without any response from Earth. In his command ship, High Commander Dax watched the primitive planet with growing irritation. These humans were either foolishly brave or simply too primitive to understand the honor being offered to them. "Begin the demonstration," he ordered. "Target their largest military installation. Show them the price of defiance." His fleet moved forward, the massive ships breaking formation to spread across Earth's orbit. But before they could get into position, sensors began screaming warnings. The surface of Mars rippled like water, and suddenly, space itself seemed to tear open. "Impossible," Dax's tactical officer shouted. Multiple ships emerging from inside Mars. The Phoenix fleet rose from its hidden base, 300 ships moving in perfect formation. Their dark hulls absorbed light rather than reflecting it, making them look like moving shadows against the red planet. At their head, Commander Hayes led from the Phoenix Prime, her mind connected to every ship in the fleet through their quantum network. "All ships, execute attack pattern Delta," she commanded through the neural link. "Target the enemy command ship only. Show them what 1% of our power can do." The Phoenix fleet moved with impossible speed, their quantum drives bending space itself. The Imperial ships tried to raise their shields, but they were too slow. Human vessels flowed through their formation like water through rocks, completely ignoring the plasma fire that the Empire's gunners desperately shot at them. "Their weapons aren't even scratching our armor," Major Thompson reported from his station. "The quantum absorption fields are working perfectly. Enemy targeting systems can't lock onto us." Commander Hayes allowed herself a small smile. "Execute final approach. All ships, power up quantum tunneling weapons. Target their command ship's engine core. Fire on my mark." Around the Phoenix Prime, 50 ships moved into position. Their main weapons began to glow with a light that seemed to come from another dimension. The Imperial fleet frantically tried to reposition to protect their flagship, but their movements were clumsy and predictable to the AI combat systems controlling the human vessels. "Fire," Hayes ordered. Beams of pure quantum energy lanced out from the human ships. The Empire's most advanced shields, layers of energy that could stop entire fleets, meant nothing. The quantum beams simply tunneled through them, existing in a different phase of reality until they reached their target. The Imperial command ship's engine core exploded in a spectacular burst of light. Secondary explosions rippled through the massive vessel as its power systems overloaded. The pride of the Imperial fleet began breaking apart, its crew evacuating in panic while the rest of the Empire's ships watched in horror. "Target neutralized," Thompson announced. "Enemy fleet is in disarray. Their communications are filled with panic. They didn't think this level of technology was possible from a primitive species." High Commander Dax stared at the burning wreckage of his flagship from an escape pod, his metallic skin pale with shock. In all his years of conquest, he had never seen weapons like these. These humans had not only matched Imperial technology, they had surpassed it. "All Phoenix units, return to formation," Hayes commanded. The human fleet moved back with the same precise coordination, taking up position between Mars and the Imperial Armada. Their message was clear. They could have destroyed the entire fleet, but they chose to only remove its flagship. In the Earth Defense Command Center, Admiral Stone watched the battle's aftermath with satisfaction. "Send our message to the Empire now," he ordered. "Let's see how they respond to learning that what they just witnessed was only a tiny fraction of our true capabilities." The Phoenix fleet hung in space, their dark ships a silent warning to any who would threaten Earth. They had just rewritten the galaxy's understanding of humanity. And this was only the beginning. Admiral Stone stood at the center of Earth's Defense Command as technicians prepared to broadcast humanity's response. The remains of the Imperial flagship still burned in space, a testament to Earth's hidden power. Behind him, screens showed the Imperial fleet in disarray, their neat formation broken as ships maneuvered uncertainly. "Communication channels are open." "Sir," Lieutenant Wells reported. We're broadcasting on all Imperial frequencies, using their own encryption codes. Stone nodded, his gray eyes fixed on the main screen. Begin transmission. The message began broadcasting, not just in voice, but with full holographic projection technology that matched the Empire's own systems. Stone's image appeared on every Imperial ship, his calm demeanor a sharp contrast to their panic. To the Imperial fleet and the Empire it represents, he began, his voice steady and confident. You came to our world believing you would find an easy conquest. You thought us primitive, defenseless, worthy only of becoming another resource world in your vast empire. He paused, letting the silence emphasize his next words. What you witnessed today was less than 1% of Earth's military capability. The destruction of your flagship was not an act of war, but a demonstration of mercy. We could have destroyed your entire fleet, but chose instead to show restraint. In his escape pod, High Commander Dax watched the transmission with growing dread. The human leader's words were being broadcast in perfect Imperial standard, using communication protocols that should have been unknown to such a primitive world. Stone continued, his voice carrying authority that made even veteran Imperial officers listen closely. Earth has remained independent throughout its history not through luck or isolation, but through strength. We have faced others like you before. Your empire is neither the first nor the strongest to test our resolve. The screen showed the Phoenix fleet moving into a new formation, their dark hulls absorbing nearby light. More ships emerged from Mars, bringing their total number to match the Imperial fleet. We have lived in peace, but we have never been defenseless. Our technology, as you have witnessed, matches or exceeds your own. The weapons we demonstrated today are but a small sample of our capabilities. The ships you see represent only one of our many fleets. Dr. Miller, watching from his station, smiled as he saw the impact of their planned revelation. The Empire was learning that their intelligence about Earth had been not just wrong, but deliberately misleading. You have two choices, Stone declared. Retreat now, leave our solar system, and we will not pursue. Your ships will be allowed to return home, carrying the message that Earth is not to be trifled with. Or stay, continue your attempted conquest, and we will be forced to demonstrate the full extent of our power. The Admiral's hologram leaned forward slightly, his expression hardening. Choose wisely. You have 1 hour to begin your withdrawal. After that, we will consider any Imperial ship in our solar system a hostile target and respond accordingly. The transmission ended, leaving the Imperial fleet in stunned silence. On their ships, officers and crew members looked at each other in confusion and fear. Everything they had believed about Earth had been proven wrong in the span of a few hours. Commander Hayes watched from the Phoenix Prime as the Imperial ships began showing signs of activity. They're talking among themselves, sir, she reported to Stone. Their communications are chaotic. Some ships are already preparing to jump out of the system. Maintain position, Stone ordered. Let them see our fleet's full strength. Let them understand that we could have destroyed them at any time, but chose diplomacy first. The next hour would determine whether the Empire would accept Earth's warning or learn an even harsher lesson about humanity's true power. High Commander Dax paced in the command center of his backup flagship, his metallic skin reflecting the red emergency lights. Around him, his officers argued about their next move. Earth's ultimatum had shattered their confidence, and now the mighty Imperial fleet faced a choice none of them had expected to make. We must retreat. Admiral Voss, his most experienced officer, insisted. Those humans destroy our strongest ship like it was made of paper. Their technology is beyond anything we've seen. Dax slammed his fist on the holographic display table. Retreat? The Eternal Empire does not retreat from primitives. Our fleet still outnumbers theirs. Numbers mean nothing, Voss countered, pulling up images of the destroyed flagship. Their weapons went through our best shields like they didn't exist, and they claimed this was only 1% of their capability. On the main screen, the Phoenix fleet hung in space between Mars and the Imperial Armada. Their dark ships seemed to drink in the light of the distant sun, making them look like holes in space itself. More vessels had joined them, matching the Empire's numbers exactly. Our intelligence was wrong, the Imperial Science Officer reported, his hand shaking as he reviewed the data. These humans, they'd been hiding their true technology level. The energy readings from their ships suggest they're using principles we barely understand. Dax watched as another group of Imperial ships broke formation, their captains choosing to retreat rather than face the human fleet. Already, nearly a third of his force had fled the system, jumping to faster-than-light speed the moment they cleared Mars' orbit. Cowards, he spat. I will have them all executed for desertion. Sir, his communication officer interrupted. We're receiving transmissions from the Imperial capital. They're ordering us to withdraw. The High Council has reviewed the footage of the battle. They say we're not prepared for this level of resistance. The commander's purple eyes flared with rage. His career, his reputation, everything he had built over centuries of service to the Empire was crumbling because of these humans. In his mind, he saw only one way to salvage his honor. Ignore those orders, he commanded. All remaining ships, prepare for full attack. Target their fleet with everything we have. They may have superior technology, but they can't possibly. Admiral Voss pulled out his weapon, pointing it directly at Dax. No, Commander. I will not send our people to die for your pride. Around the command center, other officers drew their weapons, all aimed at their commander. The Imperial military had strict protocols for dealing with leaders who lost their judgment in battle. This is mutiny, Dax shouted, but his words carried no weight now. This is survival, Voss corrected him. Guards, escort the commander to his quarters. I'm assuming emergency command under Protocol 7. As Dax was led away, still shouting threats, Voss turned to the communication officer. Send word to all remaining ships. The Empire is withdrawing from the Sol system. Tell Earth we accept their terms. From the Phoenix Prime, Commander Hayes watched the Imperial fleet's internal drama play out through their intercepted communications. Admiral Stone, she reported, it looks like they're having a change in leadership. Most of their ships are preparing to retreat. In Earth's Defense Command, Stone nodded with satisfaction. Keep our weapons locked on them until they're completely out of the system. The Empire needs to understand that we could have destroyed them all, but chose peace instead. One by one, the Imperial ships activated their faster-than-light drives, disappearing into the darkness of space. Their hasty retreat would spread word throughout the galaxy. Earth was not the primitive world everyone had thought. It was a sleeping giant that had finally shown its true strength. 2 days after the Empire's retreat, Admiral Stone stood in the newly revealed Phoenix base on Mars, addressing representatives from Earth's governments. The massive underground chamber, hidden for so long, now hummed with activity as technicians and soldiers moved freely between the ships. The Empire has cleared the outer edges of our solar system, he reported, gesturing to the holographic display showing the retreating fleet. Our long-range sensors confirm they're heading straight back to Imperial space. Dr. Miller stepped forward, adding his own report. We're detecting massive communication bursts from their ships. They're spreading the word about Earth's capabilities to every corner of the galaxy, just as we planned. The chamber's main screen showed the aftermath of their brief confrontation. The wreckage of the Imperial flagship had been collected for study, adding even more to Earth's technological knowledge. Already, scientists were discovering new applications for Imperial engineering. What happens now? Asked one of the government representatives. We can't hide anymore. The galaxy knows we're here, knows what we can do. Commander Hayes, standing beside her ship, answered that question. We don't need to hide anymore. For generations, we've kept our true strength secret, letting potential enemies underestimate us. Now we can step into the galaxy as equals, or perhaps more than equals. The Phoenix Prime loomed behind her, its dark hull a testament to human innovation. The ship, like all of Earth's fleet, represented the perfect blend of reversed-engineered alien technology and human creativity. Where the Empire had stagnated, humanity had innovated. The Empire's response was exactly what we predicted, Stone continued. Their pride wouldn't let them accept our strength at first, but their survival instinct won out. Now they'll tell others about us, but the story won't be what they originally planned. On screens around the chamber, news reports from Earth showed the public's reaction to the revelation of humanity's true technological status. There was surprise, but also pride and understanding. The decades of secret preparation had kept Earth safe, allowing humanity to reveal its strength at the perfect moment. Our sensors detect at least 3 other alien civilizations receiving the Empire's warnings about Earth, Dr. Miller reported. They're learning that we destroyed their most powerful ship with ease, that our technology surpasses theirs. The galaxy's balance of power has shifted. Stone nodded, his expression serious but satisfied. This was why we waited, why we let them think we were primitive. The Empire's retreat isn't just a victory. It's a message to every civilization out there. Earth is not to be threatened. Through the base's massive windows, the Martian sunset painted the sky in shades of red and gold. The Phoenix fleet stood ready, no longer hidden but proudly displayed as a symbol of humanity's achievement. Each ship represented years of preparation, decades of secret advancement. The Empire's invasion attempt has given us an unexpected gift, Hayes added. Now we can emerge onto the galactic stage on our terms. We're not just another primitive species joining the interstellar community. We're a power to be respected. As if to emphasize her words, a group of Phoenix ships took off for a patrol run, their quantum drives leaving trails of distorted space behind them. The sight of human ships openly patrolling the solar system would soon become normal, a constant reminder of Earth's strength. The next few years will be interesting, Stone concluded, but humanity is ready. We've proven we can face any threat, adapt any technology, and overcome any challenge. The galaxy wanted to make Earth bow down. Instead, we made them respect us. The sun set on Mars, but Earth's new dawn was just beginning. Humanity had kept its secrets, built its strength, and chosen the perfect moment to reveal its power. The galaxy would never be the same, and humanity would never be underestimated again.